Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. Oh, yes, there's so many of them. My goodness. But at least it gives us a chance to revisit some repertoire that we've talked about before and make some selections, and also to talk about things that we haven't done before. In fact, today there's going to be a sequel to this, actually, in terms of great recordings you've never heard of. So we're going to do another one of those too, because there's just so much. And oh God, it's wonderful. We are so spoiled for choice, aren't we? We really are. I mean, there's just great recordings everywhere. I mean, just amazing. But some of them are just unbelievably outstanding. And one of them is this: Sibelius, the Lemminkäinen Legends, or the Lemminkäinen Symphony, if you want to call it that, with the Helsinki Philharmonic Orchestra, Leif Segerstam conducting on Ondine. Ooh, this is hot stuff. Now, the Lemminkäinen Legends consists of 4 tone poems. They are Lemminkäinen and the Maidens of Sorry, Lemminkäinen in Tuonela, The Swan of Tuonela, and Lemminkäinen's Return. Now, the only 2 of those that became popular in Sibelius's day were the Swan of Tuonela, or the Swan of Salmonella, as we used to call it, and Lemminkäinen's Return, to a degree, the finale of this symphony. And it is a symphony. It really is. Sibelius, basically talked about it as a symphony before it all got detached, because he made some revisions and stuff to some of it, but not all of it. And, he was always tinkering, and, well, that's what happened. But, he always said that he wrote 9 symphonies: Kullervo, Lemminkäinen, and then symphonies numbers 1 through 7. So we need to be, and I like to think of them as a group because they work wonderfully together as a group. You can play them that way, and they sound great. There is a certain issue as to the order of the movements. You might say, normally the Swan of Tuonela is played second after the first movement, but the original order had Lemminkäinen in Tuonela. Tuonela is the place of the dead, Hades, essentially, as in Greek mythology. And so that was the original second movement, and frankly, it works better if it is, I think. I really do, because of the balance of tempos and timings and whatnot. But anyway, it doesn't make that much difference. In this particular recording, Lemminkäinen in Tuonela is second. And it's a wonderful performance, by the way. It's the toughest of all the tone poems to do, because it consists of sort of, athematic tremolos and things representing the winds of, Hades and all of that stuff. And, hellish winds are kind of difficult to do orchestrally. Your hellish wind scenario there, because they don't tend to be tuneful, and they go on for a while, and and you have to really make your strings play. Well, one of the fabulous things about this performance is that Segerstam was himself a string player, and he was a violinist, a very good one, and he spends a lot of time and effort making sure that his strings phrase beautifully, that tremolos are crisp, rhythms are incisive, and wonderful counterpoints, in the string section come out, and it really adds enormously to the richness and character of Sibelius's string writing, which is. Well, let's put it this way. Sibelius was a violinist, and all great string players know that if you want to be a great orchestrator, you have to pay attention to the woodwinds. That's what Sibelius does. His woodwind writing is fabulous. His string writing is really irritating for string players, because you're always playing tremolos. Tremolos after tremolos for acres and acres. It's like Bruckner. It's that kind of thing. And so Sibelius really isn't always nice to his string players. And when he does give strings the tune, he likes dark colors. So as often as not, it goes to the cellos while the violins are sitting up there going chicka 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 chicka. It's something that orchestral musicians will tell you is one of their reasons for not being too fond of a lot of Sibelius's music. So you need a conductor who really wakes up the string section and gets them to play with enthusiasm on the edge of their seats the whole time. And Segerstam does that. He really does. There are gorgeous moments. Oh, when the first tune comes in, and Lemminkäinen and the Maidens of Sorry, which is in perfect sonata form, by the way. It's as symphonic a first movement as anybody, including Sibelius, ever wrote. But there's that wonderful tune in the woodwinds. And then they go yeah, and underneath that is a beautiful counterpoint for the cellos, and Segerstam brings all of this out. It's so lovely. It really is. But he's also powerful. I mean, the love music is incredibly passionate. Sibelius in Twinella has all those string tremolos, and they're interesting. They're interesting. They have shape. You begin to feel the thematic motives coalesce, out of that fog of string stuff. It's beautifully done. The Swan of Twinella plays itself. It's gorgeous. You need a great English horn soloist and a cellist, and you have them. And then Lemminkäinen in Twinella. Well, it's just a giant. I mean, the Lemminkäinen's return. It's just a giant accelerando from the beginning. Da 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 ba da da ba dum bum ba. Da 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 bum ba da 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 ba 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 da da ba da da da, like that. And it starts to speed up, speed up, and speed up. And you've got to really be racing by the time you get to the end. And then he puts on the brakes. It's just exciting as hell. And this is very exciting. It's very well done. And you also get on the same album a fantastic performance of Tapiola. Very slow, 19 minutes and 20 seconds. It's one of the slowest. A very, very grim and dark and spooky performance of Tapiola, but again, with superb string playing and textures. So it works fabulously well. In his late music, Sibelius divided the string section multiply into like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 parts most of the time. You had divided first and second violins, divided violas, divided cellos, and the basses. And so he was able to create wonderfully rich and evocative textures, and it's just a gorgeous performance of Tapiola. The sonics are fabulous, and the Helsinki Philharmonic, it's the hometown team. A great, great recording. Certainly one of the greatest recordings ever! So go for your Lemminkäinen Symphony. Lemminkäinen was... Well, Lemminkäinen got around. he was quite the character in the Kalevala, and these tone poems are just marvelous, and they deserve to be heard in their entirety, as Sibelius originally intended them. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me, and take care.